All right. Good day, everyone. Good day, people, and thank you for joining this amazing webinar. I'm Andrew, the Chart Whisperer. As I promised you, we have Joao Monteiro in the studio today, founder and CEO at 4XCube. Before we get into that, for compliance purposes, I have to read a quick disclaimer. So, all information presented during this webinar is from public sources and should be treated accordingly. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take your own financial decision or independently research and verify any information that you see and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. We would like to draw your attention to the following important investment warnings. The value of shares and investments and the income derived from them can go up as well as down. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Now, let us know how the sound is, guys. Let us know we have sound and image so we can get started. Type a yes or no in the questions box. On your screen, in the left side or the right side of the screen, you will see a questions box. So type a yes or a no. First of all, let us know how the sound is, how the image is, and we will get started in a few seconds. Okay, I get a couple of yeses. I take it the sound is all right. Let me know how the image is. All right, we're good. We're good to go. Thank you so much, guys. So get your notebooks. Today is the day, guys. Big thank you to Joao Monteiro being in the studio.
My pleasure.
Big welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you? How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to share a bit more about myself, about the broker, about all the information that sometimes is not available in the front line for all our clients, for all the people who likes trading. And for me, I always like to share and to clarify everything and be open with all clients and all
That's why I wanted you in the studio, because I want to show everyone 4XCube is an STP brokerage. They have an open door. They are willing to take questions. They're willing to go public. And thank you so much for accepting the challenge.
Oh, my pleasure being here.
Now, first of all, I want to congratulate you for building an awesome brand. You know, I've been following you since day one, since you launched. You've done an amazing job, to be honest, creating a true STP brokerage in a market maker's world. How difficult was that for you? How difficult was it building a true STP brokerage?
It's harder than people think. I think we need to follow our principles and need to follow our ideas. It was always my goal and my idea to set up a brokerage where people could trust, people could have a clear fee structure and also to understand how the brokers make money and benefit from it. Obviously, as a Forex brokerage firm, as any other business, needs to survive, needs to charge. And so when we are clear about our execution, we clarify exactly what is our fee structure, and we clarify exactly how we make money. So because it's very simple to offer bonus, spread zeros, and etc. But people sometimes don't stop and think, how is this broker making money out of this?
Exactly.
So my idea was always to build a business in scale, to grow our client database. This is what we've been doing for the past years. And you can see also from our Trustpilot rating, our clients are extremely happy. We've been receiving more than I expected, as a matter of fact, also some recognition of our customer support.
I'll get to that in just a second.
And also, I think this proves that we are here to stay. We have many things in the pipeline also to present.
I'll get to that in a second. Let's not spoil it because we just started.
No.
Tell us what's the difference basically between an STP model and a market making model?
Very simple. We avoid the STP model, avoids middlemen, avoids the conflict of interest. As you know, a brokerage firm is able to mediate the execution from the moment the price is passed from banks and prime brokers to the platform of the client. As an STP broker, as 4XCube, everything is automated and the connectivity is done straight away, and we don't have any kind of dealing desk or any kind of manipulation, let's say, of any trade. So when the client opens a trade exactly in the platform, this trade is sent in milliseconds to our prime brokers and banks. So at this execution, we benefit from each spread that we charge from whatever lot size, whatever instrument is open. And so we benefit from this. And for us as an STP model, we need to understand that even though we are starting, we have probably a smaller structure than probably a top broker, which might be in the market for 10 years. But on the other hand, we are clear. We pass everything, benefit from each trade, and this is our model.
So that's the STP model.
STP.
How about the market making model? How do they operate?
Market maker model. If we use an example, an STP model, you might sell 1 million pens for $1. A market maker model wants a client with 1 million pen and gives him 1 million, and then he waits for the client to be looking somewhere else and steals the 1 million pen. So
I understand.
we can use this on this model. I think we need to understand is that a market maker, there's less transparency for the client. Obviously, I'm not here saying there's obviously serious and not serious businesses as any other business.
No, we know most brokerages are market making
yes,
models.
90%.
They are licensed, they operate, they don't steal money, they don't,
no.
I mean.
Exactly. What I wanted to say is that when there's a conflict of interest, you are more exposed to the risk.
Very well said.
The market is already present so much risk from a trading perspective, from a counterparty perspective, from a technology perspective. Of a platform the server might switch off at some moment. So there's so many risks involved. There's no point in adding an extra risk of risking trading with an entity that, in the worst scenario, might go against you or might try.
That's how you attract bad reviews, when you're adding that extra risk factor.
Exactly. So we need to minimize the risks. The risks are in everything we face in life. So there's risks in practically everything. We just need this to manage them and be able to adjust as well our trading strategy, because also there are brokers which are better for some specific strategies.
Yes, correct.
Latency is very important, especially
if you're a scalper. Yes, if you're trading huge volume, yes, latency.
There are brokers that don't allow hedging. So you need always to analyze what are the conditions that you need for your trading strategy to succeed.
Very well said. Now, I also want to mention that 4XCube has the smallest commission in the industry. Am I right by saying that? Only $3 per lot?
We are one of the brokers with
because I know the average in the industry is anywhere between $7 and $15 per lot, or correct. $7 and $12 per lot.
Correct. Our pro account, we charge a $3 commission round term when most of the brokers charge it per site.
Yes.
Which means we are less than half of the average.
So if you're trading one lot, guys, you're saving $3 minimum every time you open one lot.
Correct.
All right, guys, by the way, interact with us, type your questions. We will take the questions towards the end of the webinar. We're going to have the Q&A session. That's why we're here today, to answer all the questions and anything you might struggle with. Now, moving on. I see you won quite a few awards with 4XCube. Well done. What are they? Tell us more about the awards.
Most of the awards we've been receiving are related to our execution. We received a few awards as the best execution-only brokers. Also, this is especially this one.
I love it. This one looks like an Oscar.
One that for me was a big pleasure to receive last year as the best newcomer broker of the year. We are a new brand, and for us, the recognition as the best newcomer broker of the year, for me, have a huge meaning, because it's something that there are people looking and people giving at least some recognition to us, and for me, it's
No, you're definitely worth it, because you've done amazing from the very beginning. I mean, and you're competing with monster companies.
Yes, there are different approaches. We understand that being a smaller broker, being startup, let's say, we have big players in the market, and so it's not exactly my idea to fight side by side with the big guys. But I have as you say, if using that David versus Goliath, I think I have enough how do you say it, selling points and major attractive points for a common trader, that to go side by side with the big names. Obviously, we know that we are a smaller brand, but on the other hand, being a smaller structure also gives a much more flexibility
yes,
and much more attention to detail. There's no client of us which is not answered. While if you are dealing with a brokerage with millions of
yeah,
clients,
they might slip one or two, yeah,
and they have different attention, different tailor-made assistance in terms of spread, in terms of specific account type. We are always very flexible, especially with partners, to accommodate their business. And I think in the moment and how the market is reacting, and with the number of brokers in the field, I think you need to be flexible exactly to accommodate this.
True, no doubt about it. Now, talking about awards, I understand you received some awards this year, considering everything that goes on, or you've been nominated for another award.
Yes, we received for the best social trading platform from A to Z Markets. Thank you, A to Z, by the way.
Thank you, A to Z.
And also we are nominated now for the global awards, the same entity who gave us the big one. And we are now nominated as well for best broker, for best customer support, best trading support as well, and best broker in Africa, which is one of our main markets.
Well done, because I know many brokers work in Africa, let's say, but not all of them succeed.
It's difficult.
With $3 per lot round trip, I think you will definitely succeed. Well done on this one. I hope I'll see 4XCube winning more and more awards.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have an impressive background. I know you started first time in banking, correct?
Correct.
Okay, tell us about the start. Tell us what followed after the banking sector.
I'm originally from Portugal. I was working in Portugal, in Porto, my city. I was in the banking for more than 6 years. I had an opportunity to move to Cyprus and to initiate with a broker that currently no longer exists. It was a broker called JFX.
JFX, yes, I heard about it.
And so for me, it was the beginning. I had opportunity to learn, to create my route as well, and to build my knowledge within FX trading. I passed through a few other brokerage firms, such as FX Pro, such as
you worked with the big boys
as well. It was a good also learning experience, and so we at the end of the day, you try to gather bit by bit across all your professional journey, and store this information that to be used in the future, and to build something that can cover all the things that you notice that were not being covered during all this journey.
So that's one of the secrets of being a successful business person. Yeah. Noticing what's missing from others. Yeah. Now, what made you shift from banking into trading and ultimately creating your own STP brokerage? What was the drive?
It was a long journey, but I think that banking ended up not to be exactly the type of
what you thought it was. Yeah?
I thought, yes, it was a great way also for learning, but I wanted to specialize in something more concrete, some kind of investment which I felt that I should specialize in. Forex and the foreign exchange market, for me, it gathers me a lot of interest, especially because I think a lot of things in the financial industry are based and are influenced also by the way the currencies fluctuate, and
Everything
is affected by that. And so I felt that it would be a good opportunity to focus in some specific investment product, which especially on my country, Portugal, at that time was not yet well developed, in the sense that there was not much advertising about it, let's say. And I built this
amazing brand.
The brand, yes, the brand came after, but it was the I think the conjugation of all the ideas and all the things that I was not able to provide to my clients during all my career.
Exactly.
And I said, wait a few years and I'll get it that sorted.
I understand. So you've always been the entrepreneur type. You always wanted to develop your own business?
Yes, I have previous businesses as well.
What made you decide to go your own way? When did you feel you just had to do it, had to quit your job in banking and start this journey?
I think the major thing behind it, as any person might understand, especially those who work for someone else, is that you might have the most amazing ideas and you must have you can be extremely creative, but at the end of the day, you cannot decide on someone else's pocket, in the sense of if you are working, even as an executive director, as myself, for previous brokerage firms,
you're kind of limited, aren't you?
You have your ideas, you want to put it in place, but you understand that some things the person who owns the brokerage firm might not share the same idea. So you can never, even though your ideas are always welcome, and I also incentivize always my team also to contribute with suggestions, ideas. I think this is how a company and a brand succeed, is sharing experience, sharing ideas, contributing with some good thoughts for the business. But at the end of the day, the person who handles the key to the vault have the last decision.
Correct. Now, let's talk a bit about trading. When did you start trading on your own account, or when did you get involved with investments? How old were you?
I was 20 years old.
20 years old, so early.
Oh, yes.
And how did it all start? What did you do first?
As I would say, as 85% of the traders, I would start always with a small loss, as expected.
True. But when did you get the job in banking? How old were you?
I was around 19 years old.
So it was roughly in the same time, in the same time frame.
A couple of years after, yes.
How was the start for you? Looking back now after so many years, how was the start?
I had the same doubts, and this is why I understand a lot some questions that traders present me daily, because I passed that a few years ago. So I share I understand the need for a clarification from many traders, because you see a trading platform in front of you, even though sometimes people have a good understanding of the market, there's the technicality of the trading platform itself, which requires always some guidance. There's always the emotions involved.
Correct, which play a huge part.
Which for me, it's one of the top 3 reasons which can affect or not your trading outcome. And so the emotions, the technicality, the guidance as well, in terms of where to collect the right information, and not to be pushed also in terms of the needs of making money. It's also,
that's a very important point. Now, I do education with clients. I used to be a senior account manager for over 10 years now. Used to work in London, yay, the big financial sector. But the biggest problem is getting the correct information, or greed. Because some people either don't have the correct information, other people are really greedy. And I spoke in my career, I spoke with very rich people, and they all thought they can make a lot of money, millions, with a very, very small investment. And they were like really rich people and really big people, if I can say that. They were sold that dream that with 250 bucks, they can make tens of thousands by Friday afternoon. Is that really possible?
No, not really. Not really. The probability for that to happen, unless there's a crash in the market.
Exactly, and you're on the good side.
15,000 pips, and you left a position in that trend, and then you went to the kitchen and came back and you saw that you made money. On any other option, I don't think that's possible. However, it's possible to make profit.
You can make small returns, but you gotta keep it real.
But you
be
need to
realistic.
keep it real. I think it's I receive a lot of inquiries as well from traders looking for 20, 30% a day and solutions. But I always say to these clients, I understand your need. I cannot help you. Maybe the casino next door.
Exactly. Maybe you could do better. Now, talking about that, when did the things started falling into place? When did you start seeing consistent returns? Because it's all about consistency. In trading, it's about long-term consistency.
There are two major things that I noticed that obviously affected positively my trading. One was to have a strict risk management in place. I started risking 1%, 2% of my capital per day. If the position were going to the stop loss that day, for me was.
So you do use a stop loss?
I do use.
You do use a stop loss. Okay, that's worth knowing, guys. Very, very important to use a stop loss in trading. Not all the time, but most of the times you need to protect your capital.
I think that's part of any risk management, to have a strict stop loss.
And how long did it take since you started trading till, because I know you had ups and downs like every other trader. How long did it take until things started going, let's say, smoother?
I think it depends always on the information that is passed to the person. How motivated the person is also in learning and getting information and analyzing, understanding why this is that, why to use this indicator, why to apply this, how to. Sometimes it's a matter of perspective. I cannot say that there's the right path.
There's not an exact time frame, but what is it? 6 months, a year, 2 years? How long does it take until you start truly doing well?
At least 2 years.
At least 2 years, because I know a lot of people are afraid. They invest 250, 500, 1,000, 5,000. They lose it because it happens, and then they get scared and they never want to do it again. Is that the right approach, you think? Getting scared and not?
Not really. I think it's important to not only is because this is like a cliche that we hear every day, but that is in fact the truth. Is that we shouldn't ever risk capital that we cannot afford
to lose. Very well said.
As any other investment, myself, I would never invest in something if I need this money to put food on the table or to pay my bills.
That's common sense. I mean,
when we see effects, we need to see it as an investment. We have this amount on the side in the bank account. It's not doing anything. As a matter of fact, we are paying the bank to keep
sometimes
the money there.
Yeah, we end up paying.
Now. So at least let's see if I can at least generate something out of this.
That is the right approach. That is the right approach. Now, are you still trading yourself?
Currently, not my personal accounts. No, I have investment running with algorithmic trading.
Okay.
Because myself being in charge of a brokerage, not only it will not be ethical, but I wouldn't have time to monitor.
It's the time, I know. Guys, he's telling the truth. I managed to spend only 10 minutes with him today. Yeah, just before we started the webinar. He is indeed a really person. So, okay, I know you have some long-term investments. Yes. Okay, so they don't really require any attention from your side unless it's, I don't know, once a year or something.
True.
All right. Tell me about your investment spectrum. What does it cover? What do you have in your investment portfolio? Only CFD, FX?
No. I think we should always combine and build a portfolio, a basket of different kind of risk products. I think FX should be part of it. I combine it with stocks. I combine it even with savings accounts.
Do you do real estate bonds to balance your portfolios?
Bonds as well. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
just to balance your portfolios. Yeah, in times of high volatility. That's, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of bonds. I've never been, because I don't understand the idea of lending your government money for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But bonds are very useful when it comes to balancing portfolios, isn't it?
Correct. Exactly. That was the goal.
All right. Now let's talk about this year. What is your view on the markets this year? Shall we just scrap 2020 and just,
I think
there's still something?
I think a lot of people is thinking, when is New Year's Eve? And
Exactly.
let's restart.
Let's just scrap
yes.
2020 because it's been awful.
I think that the uncertainty is the biggest, how do you say it, the biggest problem for a trader, for an investor. I think that now this uncertainty around COVID-19, the second round of a possible quarantine, and nothing is exactly clear. We saw that, and we saw the effect that it had on the oil, which went,
yeah, we saw oil going to zero.
Negative.
I have never seen such a thing in my 10 years of career. Oil going to zero, but we know what that was.
And talking about funny enough, and most of the traders might not know about that, but the brokers were offering the future contracts on oil during the period where it went minus. Some brokers had a big hit negatively because the trading platform does not allow the price to go minus.
Exactly.
So when the price went to negative, many brokers got hit.
And they suspended the trading. Which
exactly.
makes sense. Which makes sense.
Yeah, so it affected.
But what was that? I mean, oil going to zero. From what we know, it was just an excess of oil, and the oil companies had to pay effectively to get rid of the excess. That was it. I mean, there wasn't something.
They didn't have place to store it.
Exactly, and so they had to clear the storage.
Get rid of it because they had oversupply of.
I'm with you. Now, last year was still funny, but not as funny as this year. We had the tariffs war with Donald Trump.
Yes.
We had Donald Trump threatening everyone all over the world with tariffs.
He is a Twitter guerrilla.
He's my trading partner if it comes to tweets, because I just follow his tweets and I know the impact, or sometimes I know the impact that his tweets will have on the market. But towards the end of the year, we saw US tariffs easing off. Apparently, he made some truce with China. Things started looking good. When everyone was hoping for a stabilization of the market, 2020 hit with COVID at the very beginning of 2020. Now, then we had the unfortunate event with George Floyd in US, which fired the entire world. We saw the unprecedented, as we said a minute ago, oil reaching zero. What should we expect now? I mean, what's your opinion? What's the next? People are talking about the second COVID wave.
That's what I meant. It's we need to understand, need to monitor, need to see what are the sorry. It's okay.
Adjust your
microphone.
Yeah, because it tends to be funny
it's
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
okay.
fine. Yeah, the sound guy just told us that the lavalier is a bit funny. No worries.
And
live.
As I was mentioning, now you need to monitor, need to see what's going to happen now in terms of second round of COVID. In terms of European zone, also we are waiting for some data, which
we saw Christine Lagarde taking over the power of the European Central Bank.
Let's see how.
What's your view on that one?
I think now in terms of Eurozone, we are affected as well from the German banks and how the things are being under scrutiny, and I think there will be even more now with Wirecard, as you saw, and how it affected for the first time a company in the German indices. index, and obviously all this will have some repercussion as well on the eurozone. I think the situation, it should be, in my opinion, more favorable for the eurozone than for.
I wanted to ask you,
the
that was my next question. Do we have a winner, you think? I know what it is. Your shirt, yeah, is hitting the lavalier, but it's fine. Try and lower the lavalier. Perfect. All right, now should be fine.
I think that you cannot say winner until they understand how the COVID.
Are we going to see a second wave? I think
I
so.
believe so.
Yeah,
I believe
because everyone went out too soon. The virus does exist.
I believe we're going to have it. We just need to understand now is where it's going to strike first. I believe that we're going to strike first in Europe. This is what points in that direction. So we might have a small impact in the euro.
Yeah.
Then we'll see it again on the dollar. So at the end of the day, I see the euro dollar in a positive field.
Eventually, finally.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was stating for the last 2 years that he wants a cheaper dollar. He wants to do business. He wants the dollar as cheap as possible.
Yes.
Well, there you go. You got it now. But
he wants to be reelected as well. But I don't think.
You don't think he's going to get it again? From what point of view? As a business person or as a politician?
As the opposition has been facing, I think, since day one. As a matter of fact, I think even though he's a very peculiar and creates a lot of conflict, I think many people is against, and the big corporations especially are against him.
True. Now I'll probably get a lot of hate with saying this. From the business point of view, I love Donald Trump. He did manage to make America great again. He did manage to squeeze a lot of money in the economy. He managed to bring a lot of money back home. So making money is his deal. Now, as a politician, I don't know.
It's a engine which needs to work also by their own rules, especially in the US. And so he's not one person, even though having a business mind orientation. It's not only a person to decide. It's a lot of.
That is you have many interests. You have many interests. But the question is, do we need, the world, any country around the world, does it need a president just to be nice, speak nice, and just look nice, or someone that can actually do something with the economy? Because a lot of countries have very nice presidents, but the economy is crap.
I know. I think it's the people they choose to help the president. It's not only the president. But this is my opinion. Maybe people will be against me on that. Point.
I'll get a lot of hate. I know I'll get a lot of hate from everyone.
But we cannot
saying that I love Donald Trump as a business person.
Yes. We can. It's difficult to understand because we are not there to see. But I believe that there needs to be a person who might accept a bit more what is behind and pass the message.
True. Right now, big question. What do you think a trader's approach should be this time? The average trader, the average person that doesn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to invest, then they're like normal people. They have, let's say, 5 grand savings, 10,000 savings, 25,000 savings. What do you think the approach should be, considering what's going on with the markets now?
Every market condition is an opportunity. I don't see, oh, stop it, don't do anything, let's wait the storm to pass. But which storm? When there's a storm for some people, there's opportunity for others. So I think we have here an opportunity. I think the fact that the market is volatile should be already a big opportunity to start trading and to look, analyze, and do some technical analysis. I think the market is good for trading. It's just need to analyze what are the reasons who are shaking the markets. Have, as I mentioned before, strict risk management in place.
Yep.
If you feel that you are not all the time able to monitor the trades, you can either use an automated trading solution.
But
or
which trading solution, Joe? Because you have a lot of robots, and
Yes.
they proved out to be a scam. Most of the trading robots you find out there. What algorithm really works? What algorithm can keep the people safer? Not safe 100%, but safer.
I know a few. I own one of them, but
all right. No advertising today.
No advertising.
No one paid for any advertising.
Even on the trading strategies which are successful manually, but sometimes we cannot be in front of a computer all the time. So there are opportunities. There are people who are able to automate your trading strategy the way you want. For a small amount, you go to websites like Fiverr.com. I'm not getting any contributions from them, but you find people which can definitely code your line of coding, your idea, your indicators the way you want, and just use
and
it.
For the people that want to trade manually,
Yes.
May I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Now, guys, if you want to trade manually, what I would suggest is leave yourself a bit more breathing space in your trading account. So, for example, if up till today, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, if up till today they were using, let's say, $10,000 balance, yeah, and they were using an exposure of 10%, let's say, either increase the balance or decrease the exposure. I'd say, because now I don't know if we're looking at long-term trades anymore. Obviously, we all hope, for the correction of the stock market, for a long-term correction, which will probably happen at some point.
There's no point in this is my opinion, obviously, but long-term trades currently, I don't think it's very beneficial. Just if you analyze especially the swap rates now on,
yes,
you'll see how they decreased during the past months. So there's not even a point to have a longer position, because it was something that I like to do before, and which I'm not doing anymore. Is that the swaps are no longer that attractive as before. A lot of people were doing carry trading, especially with Turkish lira.
Yeah. Especially when Donald Trump was saying something. So, because you knew the trade. I mean, you knew the outcome before.
Yes. And so this was one of the technical side of things which you could take advantage of. Nowadays, I think I don't say on the scalping, because you are increasing the risk.
You are, but I think you're more likely to make money day trading or scalping nowadays.
But it's better to earn bit by bit in the smaller trades and have 20 trades a day where combined gave you something, than expect to open a big trade and then just
correct. So
earn the risk.
Increase your balance, guys. Decrease your margins, increase your balance.
Distribute the risk
on day
in
trading more.
different currency pairs.
Correct. Focus on day trading and truly understand the correlations.
Yes.
It's very important to know the correlations when you're trading. All right. Now, I see we do have questions. We will take some questions. But first of all, shall we talk about the big announcement, the big change now, or after we take some questions? What do you think?
You can say now. You can say,
right. What is happening with 4XCube? What good things are happening? What's coming next?
Many things are happening.
Apart from many awards.
No, that's just a consequence. We've been growing the brand during the last 2.5 years. We added recently now the MT5 platform, which will allow us to integrate more indices, ETFs, stocks, crypto currency pairs. So we integrated MT5 exactly to go into a much wider offering than what we are currently offering through MT4, which have limited number of instruments. With an MT5, we are also with a few campaigns running, and we wanted to take 4XCube into a much more prestige, how do you say it, boutique, let's say, of trading, than just a random brokerage firm.
Yeah, because the market is saturated.
The market
with
is
brokerages.
saturated, and not only that, if you write Cube on Google, you will find Cube Pays, Cube Forex.
So are you involved in any other cubes?
No, I just handle one cube, and you know,
And that's 4XCube.
that's my cube.
That's 4xcube.com, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we felt that we needed some kind of a better kind of twist in our logo and branding.
So you're rebranding. You're changing the name.
We are rebranding to 4XC. So 4XC.
So number 4.
4XC. We
C.
got rid of the UBE.
Because there's too many cubes around.
There's too many cubes.
Okay.
And at the same time, and this is a nice analogy, but I think it makes sense, especially on the trading world. C, as you know, equals to the speed of light. And I believe that it's my goal not to trade at the speed of light, but to trade almost at the speed of light. So we are working on making a much better, improve our latency, have much better trading
which
conditions.
is very low, to be honest, because I opened a few trades on your trading platform on the demo account. First of all, the commission is amazing. Yeah, when I saw $1.5, I couldn't believe it. I thought that was just a spread or something. And then the speed is good, man. I mean,
yeah, we are
even
improving.
for scalpers,
this requires always a lot of upgrade in our servers, in our technology. We applied much better technology now into our MT5 server. So MT5 is slightly faster than MT4. So you guys can compare if you have the chance.
Yeah, and you get more instruments, more time frames,
yes.
more flexibility with your trades.
But I think we have a good tool for any kind of trader to succeed. So we wish them to succeed because for us,
STP,
for us,
make money on losses.
we want them to keep trading with us for a long time, and we generate the spread. This is my goal. And
True.
Peace of mind.
Are you ready for some questions?
Definitely.
Let's take some questions. Let's take some questions. Give me just a second. Right, very, very good question. Is binary options legit?
Is legit if you are the owner of the company. No, it's. I think the binary options is something people should know beforehand. Is that they are not trade sending to the markets. You have a trading platform. I don't even say there's a broker behind it. There's a trading platform which benefit from your money if you are wrong.
If you're wrong, but I know they pay out. I mean, I know a few people that traded binary and they got some money.
The casino pays out as well.
Very well said. I like your approach. You're very bold with this. Yeah. Okay, so you got your answer regarding binary options. Let's take another question. Okay, someone is asking, do you have a yacht?
No, I wish. I don't think I will ever have one. I might rent one once at some point, but no, I think people buy yachts are happy the day they buy it and the day they sell it.
Exactly. So no yachts, no private jets,
no, not in my plan.
Okay. All right. Guys, that's your answer to your question. Let's take another question. Good question. Let's take this one. What is the biggest loss you have?
In trading?
Yes.
I would say around 5,000.
That's the biggest loss you ever had in trading?
Yeah.
Wow. I lost more money than you, man. Yes. And I'm sure a lot of people lost more money than you. All right, that's your biggest loss, 5K only.
Yes, in one trade, I think it was a specific trade, which was that kind of trades that you cannot sleep because you know that you screw up. Yeah, you didn't follow your guidelines. You knew
that trade was wrong. You
knew that trade would be wrong from that moment, but you had.
You still go with it.
Yes.
Emotions. There you go. Right. Let's take another question. Very good question. Why is your commission so small in comparison to other brokers?
We need to always to find ways of attract traders to differentiate ourselves from everyone,
crowd. But
from the
can
crowd.
you actually leave as a brokerage? Now, judging it from the business.
I think what people need to understand is we need to manage our expenditure based on our average income. We have our business grows as every month we increase the number of traders. We are increasing weekly the volume traded since day one. So we are every month we've been improving our results, which it's for me is in the current market conditions, it's remarkable.
Clients love it, and now clients are looking for ways of getting faster into profit.
Yes, and as you know, in Europe, this is something that we didn't mention before. In Europe and with European brokers, small traders with below 5,000, what they're gonna do with the 1 to 30 leverage?
Oh yes. Oh,
what
yes.
Gonna do 1 to 30 leverage?
Yes.
It's you open one trade of 0.01 and you wait for a few days, and then you open another one, and here.
And at the end of the day, you made $20 profit.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. These rules that they implemented, ESMA presented it as a way to protect investors, and in my opinion, it was a tool to protect wealthy investors, not to protect the smaller investors.
Exactly, because with the change in leverage, with the drop in leverage from 1 to 200, 1 to 400, to 1 to 30, or even less than that, they're, from my point of view, they're doing nothing else but targeting super wealthy individuals.
Yes,
what does the average person?
The average person deposits $5,000-$10,000 into their accounts. With a leverage 1 to 30, they have very tight margin.
What's the leverage you provide? What 4XCube?
Up to 1 to 400.
Up to 1 to 400. Do they need to be categorized as professional?
They need traders? To be categorized as 4XCube traders.
There you go, guys. Simple answer. Right. Okay, again, we're exceeding the time, but I will take 2 more questions. Right, let's focus on 2 more questions. You typed a lot of questions today, guys. All right, let's take this one. What does it take to be a successful trader? In short, give me a 2 sentence. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's clearly defined how much you are willing to lose in a trade.
Yep.
Or per day, and run that without skipping any kind of part of your plan. I think that you need to have a strict risk management. You need to understand to reach $100, you need to risk 20.
Yeah.
You need also to avoid emotions. If you are under stress, if you are not in front of your computer, if you are driving, if you are not in position to analyze the market properly, better not to open the trade.
Very good tip, guys. Very good tip. Don't throw money out the window.
Yes.
Many times you're going to get it right, or sometimes you're going to get it right, but many times you're going to get it wrong, and that hurts. I know it. I know it because I lost more money than you when I started trading. I loved it. For me, it was a new thing.
Yeah.
I started with binary options, by the way. That was my first loss, $250 in binary options. And then I looked into Forex, and slowly I started learning about it, and that was over 10 years ago. But man, beginning is hard, especially nowadays when you don't have the correct information. Another thing I wanna mention, guys, is when you're trading, you're gonna meet a lot of trading educators. Yeah, like myself. You're gonna meet a lot of gurus when you start trading. Make sure they did work in the industry, guys, because the only way of learning the truth about the industry, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is knowing what happens behind the fence.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. Many people get scammed. Many people get misled. They think they know how to trade. I still talk to traders on a daily basis, and they're telling me I've been trading for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I'm not really successful. Okay, I'm making a bit of money here and there, but when I take a hit, I take a big hit.
Of course.
I spoke with people that were trading with a, let's say, high risk or higher risk brokerage, only because they didn't know what questions to ask. You know, it's, if you want to be successful in trading, from my point of view, learn from the source and learn from someone that did work in the industry.
I agree.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Right. Guys, one more question. I know you typed a zillion questions today. We are limited as usual to maximum 1 hour. So I'll take one more question. We will try and answer your questions by email. We will be in touch. We have your details. You type the questions. We will do our best to answer all the questions you type. But for today, we're going to have to wrap it up in a couple of minutes. Right. Big one, and I think I'm sure the question comes from a client of 4XCube, because I had the same question ready for you. Now, tell us about the installment program, because I've never heard of something like this before. How can you trade and pay in installments? How does it work?
Very simple. I think this was one of my ideas, in fact, that came exactly during this quarantine when people were struggling, people were at home, people could not move, even going to their banks or whatever. And I felt, why not give them the possibility to deposit monthly and start straight away trading, because I understand some people have not even get paid properly during this period, a lot of layoff during this quarantine. And so I felt that we could help as well traders, offering something that could remove a bit the pressure of depositing everything straight away and risking the full amount. When you are depositing monthly, even though we benefit from the trading volume, which obviously the spread is slightly higher than the standard account, obviously we could not be giving money away for clients without ensuring that we get a proper spread per trade. But on the other hand, we felt that this would be a nice gesture from our end to help people to start trading straight away. Client can choose from 5 months to 10 months. So, for example, if you wish to start with the $5,000 account, you can deposit. You can agree with the terms for 10 months, for example.
And how much? I mean, you're going to credit the 5,000 to my trading account straight away?
The client deposits the first month, the first installment, $500, for example, on the 5,000, and then we credit 4,500 on the first
straight away. And the client
account.
can use the entire 5,000 to trade with.
They can trade with the full amount.
Big question.
Yes.
What if the client blows off the account? Do they still have to pay you?
No. Is a risk we are taking. We are pushing clients to obviously to trade and to make volume, and they are traders who make good profits as well. And it's a risk that we take, but we expect during this 10 months period, that is normally a period that traders stay alive.
That's the life cycle of
accounts. We ran some tests and some numbers, and we felt that was a risk willing to take on it, because the client deposits every month the same installments. So during this period, after the period of installments, is the client fund. So we are running.
Yeah, but if they blow up the account before they get to that, they still have to pay it. Yeah,
no.
Like a bank? No. Guys, this is awesome.
We take the risk.
I tell you, it's the first time in my career when I ever heard of something like this.
We could use some money and give to charity, or give to help many institutions. We felt that there are people also who might be looking here for an opportunity to succeed and to be in a much better position in a couple of years from now. And why not to help those who are already helping me as a brand and as a brokerage to succeed. So I'm happy.
It's very transparent. As far as I know, you have the terms and conditions on the website, on 4xcube.com. You're going to have the installments program. You can download it, read it, and if it makes sense to you, then obviously you can do it.
Yes.
Joe, one last word to the audience.
Sure.
What's your message? One last message you want to send to the audience, because we have to wrap it up. We've been speaking for a lot of time.
My message is always very simple. We are transparent. I've been giving the face for the brand for almost 3 years, which, as you might, if you are in the market for many years as well, you will not see many CEOs and founders giving the face for the business, especially.
You don't see them coming to podcasts and webinars and then showing their face. You don't even know who the owner is of
we
the
are
company.
transparent, we are clear, we clarify all the questions on the spot. We try to accommodate and to adjust our business well for many introducers, many other businesses who might want to partner up with us. We try to provide the best trading conditions and tools, and this has been our goal daily, monthly, in order to add value to their trading through educational content, through the new trading platforms, through new products which might help
and
them.
Very low commissions.
Very low commission, but I'm not a greedy person.
That's why you don't have a yacht.
I don't have a yacht, but
nor a
but I will live happy without it. Yeah, but I will live even happier if our traders succeed with their trading with 4XCube.
Awesome. Guys, this was it from our side. Joao, thank you ever so much again for taking this challenge today.
Thank you very much.
Of course, we have live questions and you had to come up with the live answers.
Of course.
So everything is transparent. Right, guys, this is it. Next month, we're starting a new webinar series with myself. Very likely, we're going to see Joao again next month. There's something big going on the market. We're going to see Joao again when they manage to rebrand to change the domain. Everything is transparent. Everything will be transparent for 4XCube clients and not only.
We'll reply all the questions.
We will send you an email. We will get another Q&A session if we have to next week. Yeah, we had tons of questions today. I'm really sorry we couldn't answer every one of them, but we do our best. Until next time, guys, boost your trading. Remember to trade responsibly, and may all your trades be in the money. Joao Monteiro and the Chart Whisperer, over and out.